Hello, Scorpio Nation. Welcome to your 7-day forecast with angelic ascensions. I hope all is genuinely well. This may be a reading that may resonate with you if you happen to have Scorpio in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus dominant in your natal chart, or if you happen to be cross-watching for a Scorpio. Keep in mind, Scorpio Nation, that this reading is general. So this automatically means that not everything that is stated in this reading may be a fact to your story. Listen for what may resonate, and whatever doesn't, disregard that message. That message may not have been intended for you. Please don't make any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you would like a reading based on your own personal energy, you can, of course, book a reading on my website, which happens to be angelicascensionstarot.com. Lastly, Scorpions, we're going to go over some topics that are sensitive. That's not your preference. Maybe go ahead and skip this one. Actually, there's one more thing I want to tell you, Scorpios. Even though I'm calling this a 7-day forecast, keep in mind that not every single thing mentioned in this reading may play out at the exact same time for everyone. So give the reading some breathing room. Give it a chance to play out. Yeah. Otherwise, let's get into it. Let's see what's going on for the Scorpio Nation. Scorpio. Drunk with love. Maybe somebody this week that you really do love, you really do have a lot of affection and love for, whether this is platonic or romantic. It seems like somebody might have a bit of a drinking issue, Scorpio. You got a few things going on, Scorpios. It does. It seems like you're trying to recover from something. You're recovering from some sort of situation. Yeah. I think you're dealing with someone, Scorpio, that maybe refuses to see how deep their addiction might be. And because this is coming up so heavily in the reading, it seems like it's taking a toll on you or someone around you. Someone's drinking addiction. Because like I said, you're focused on it for whatever reason. Maybe you're dealing with someone that you feel is hard-headed. Somebody that maybe you feel like you can't level with. Or maybe you feel like somebody doesn't want to see your worth. Well, somebody has an addiction. The spirit guides are very clear about this. Whomever this is that you're dealing with, Scorpio, they have a lot of emotions that they're trying to cover up. And it seems like sooner or later, whomever we're talking about, someone may need to deal with or process whatever they're feeling inside. Because it seems like I mentioned to you, it's becoming a real issue in a relationship in your life. Scorpio or cross-watcher, let's look closer. What's going on with the Scorpios? Yeah, it feels like it. Record keeping. As though you're keeping a mental record. Maybe Scorpio or cross-watcher, you're someone who doesn't forget. Some of you are dealing with a Cancerian or a Taurus. You're someone that you keep track of whatever this is that happened. I'm not sure yet what happened, Scorpio, but whatever this is, you got the 7 of Swords out here on the table. 7 of Swords in the moon. Attachment, letting go, restriction, fear. I think you have a very strong attachment to this person. I think there's some sort of other attachment. Let's see what's going on with the Scorpio Nation. Scorpios. Hey, Tiffany. What's going on with this attachment, spirit guides? Oh, for some of you, there's somebody that's very attached to their mom. Maybe you feel like you're dealing with, maybe that's the third party in your situation. Either this is your mother or there is somebody that's attached to their baby's mom. Yeah, see, as I shuffle to try to figure out what's going on. Okay, but there's an air sign that comes out in your reading that I shuffled to figure out, okay, who's involved in this situation? Who is this that's being kind of sneaky? Or somebody that you feel is up to something. They're saying it's an air sign for some of you. They could be an air sign, sun, moon, or rising, maybe even their Venus sign. Well, I mentioned to you earlier, seventh house. They have it dominant or significant in their chart if they're not an air sign sun, but this would be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. You've been watching this person. You've been very observant of them because of maybe some shady business that you feel is coming. This is exactly what I was seeing. This is what I was sensing, rather. Somebody refuses to see how hurt you are. There's been some sort of betrayal and some games that have been played, and it seems like you want the truth from someone. And Scorpio, you or someone that you live with, very likely someone in your home, someone is going to look for that truth, because I definitely see someone prying or snooping, I want to say. Let's blow this wide open. What's going on with the Scorpios? What is this shady stuff that's going on for some of you Scorpions? You might feel like somebody is trying to dodge a conversation with you. You definitely this week, Scorpio, feel like somebody is lying to you about something. It's about a friend. It's about another person. Scorpio, whoever this is, there's a lot of manipulation. They're manipulating you or they're manipulating other people. Because in your story, there are other people involved. There's some gossiping going on in the background. And I'm trying to see who this is that's gossiping. This feels like this is somebody venting about your relationship to other people. And maybe that's the backstabbing situation. Someone, Scorpio, in their actions, they may be saying something to you. It feels like this already happened because I mentioned to you earlier, somebody refuses to see how hurt you are. Someone has betrayed your trust. And I think that the issue is that they won't apologize. You might feel that this person is insecure. You might look at them this way. And this week, Scorpio, it looks like somebody, I think you do have someone that refuses to see what they have in front of them. Somebody this week, Scorpio, could possibly be starting a fight to go be with somebody else. And that's what this shady business is about. Other people know about what's going on, okay? Because somebody has been strategizing something, which we're going to look into in a minute, but somebody else knows. There's something that you're trying to say to someone this week, Scorpio, and it seems like it's going in one ear, out the other. What are you saying to them? No, bear with me, Scorpio. I'm trying to figure this out. I don't think that you can say anything to this person because it seems like they end up being very disrespectful to you. If you decide to maybe state your claims or tell them whatever issues that you have with them, it definitely feels like you feel that someone is trying to disguise something. Your suspicions are way up this week. And I think you've been tolerating a lot of disrespect, Scorpio or cross-watcher, and I think you're over it. So this week, Scorpio or cross-watcher, you got a path. It seems like you have a lot of different paths in front of you, and it seems like there's a fork in the road, basically, and there's some sort of decision that I feel might be relevant that you have coming up for you. Yeah, I don't know if you feel like somebody needs glasses, needs their vision checked. What's going on? You're finding some sort of proof, though. You're coming across some sort of receipt, some sort of evidence of something. You got to be dealing with a Cancer. Either somebody is in the military, they're a veteran, or you feel like somebody in your life is a drill sergeant, constantly telling you what to do. Or this is you doing this. No, somebody is very manipulative. This is what I mean. Scorpio. It doesn't have to be your partner, but it's somebody in your life. Some Scorpio may see you as this, sneaky, jealous. There's some sort of jealousy in this situation. Kind of leads me to believe that there's a third party for some of you. Well, some of you, the third party is a mother-in-law, or this is somebody's ex that is a third party. The third party doesn't necessarily mean cheating. No, there is cheating in this situation for some of you. But let me make it clear that for some of you, the third party isn't a cheating scenario. It's that you have somebody kind of sticking their neck in your situation. However, the person that's sticking their neck in the situation, somebody else invited them to do so. But I think one of you has an issue with the fact that somebody's doing that, and you're viewing that as a betrayal. Some things that they're saying behind your back, you're viewing that as a betrayal. Somebody in your situation, Scorpio, we're right now uncovering what might be hidden in your situation. So like I said, all of this may not apply. But yeah, it might have something to do with money. Somebody might be camouflaging, especially if this is like your baby's dad, your baby's mom situation. You have some sort of financial arrangement. Somebody's not paying child support. Somebody's trying to evade that. If they don't have bad vision, Scorpio, you might feel that they have selective hearing. So it might be hard for you to maybe get your point. It is hard for you to get your point across to this person. Like I said, it's not that they don't see where you're coming from, Scorpio, or that they don't hear you. They refuse to see what you're talking about. So that's what I mean. You might feel somebody's hard-headed. You got some animosity, it seems like, this week towards someone. And it just seems like there's a breakdown in communication. Somebody's feeling insecure about their relationship right now, Scorpio, especially because of either some things that someone has come across, because I mentioned to you, somebody's coming across some sort of proof. There are some receipts. Somebody's feeling confused. Let me see what's going on. You having a disagreement with someone? Or is this just your day-to-day thing? Yeah, see, somebody doesn't know. Before the end of the week, somebody's going to see something crystal. It's going to be crystal clear for somebody, whatever they need to see. And it feels like it's about a decision about this relationship. So this person may already have an escape route. They might have a few options on the table about where they might go. Some things that they might have mapped out in their head that maybe they're not telling you about, Scorpio or Crosswatcher. Somebody might have a drugging issue too. I don't know if this is like a DUI. I know that's weird for me to look at this, but it's the possession part. I said somebody has an attachment though. Possession. This is like something is found in someone's possession. But then you got this drunk situation here. So I think somebody might have a DUI. Somebody might get caught with possession of something, some sort of illegal substance. This feels like, Scorpio. You might be kind of shocked to hear about this, because whatever is done in the dark in your situation definitely comes to light this week, Scorpio. What's going on with Scorpio? Yes, thank you. You are deciding. You're deciding a few things in your life. One of these things would be this relationship or this dynamic that you have with this person. I think that you are looking for a radical change with someone, but I think you're taking a realistic look at this situation and you're realizing that this person is really probably not going to change very much. And somebody is going to look for clarity. And if they can't get clarity from you, I mentioned to you, they're going to someone else to talk about things. They're going to look for themselves, seek some information out for themselves so that they know, because somebody definitely has a feeling. And for some of you, you're dealing with someone who's very intuitive. Someone could possibly even be going to a reader to maybe figure this out, or maybe Scorpio or Crosswatcher, that's what brings you to tarot, is to kind of get a feel of what's going on in your situation, because it seems like you're hyper focused on something. You're looking closely at something, definitely. You're trying to solve something. But whatever this is that you're trying to solve, I think it's this relationship with this person, because for you Scorpios, it feels like you really want to make this work. But I think you might feel lost about how this may play out. Some of you, there's a child involved. And for some of you, this is an issue between parent and child. If you're looking for the truth from someone, Scorpio or Crosswatcher, somebody's avoiding the truth. They're not going to be straightforward. They're not going to give you a real answer, Scorpio or Crosswatcher. They're coming in being really evasive. Obsession. What is this that you're it has to be this situation. I think you made this person the center of your world. There's something that you're thinking about, and your guys are saying maybe switch your focus. I heard Cancer and Capricorn, but I'm well aware that I'm reading for Scorpio. But I just heard Cancer and Capricorn to the point that it just stopped me in my tracks. Some of you are dealing with a Cancer or a Capricorn. What are you obsessing about? Possibly a legal situation. This is a child. Somebody's very critical is the word I'm looking for. I mentioned to you critical, bossy, a drill sergeant. And or at least that might be how you see this person. And it could be a child. You might be deciding something for the sake of a child, Scorpio. Or that's what this legal situation is about. For some of you, the ongoing legal situation, you got a kid that's in the system. When I say the system, I'm talking about juvie, foster care. You were, or somebody in your situation is. There's a legal situation that some of you are dealing with. Who's being accused is a mother. Because it looks like there's some sort of an accusation. This is what you're obsessed about for some of you. Some sort of drunk driving case. What's going on with the Scorpios? What's going on with this legal situation for the Scorpios? I think some of you Scorpios, either you have a restraining order. Either you have a restraining order or you're thinking about getting one. Because this looks like, since I'm seeing children in your reading, this feels like this has something to do with possibly a child custody case that maybe you're fighting. You are having a legal situation. Your best bet, Scorpio, is to get a lawyer to defend you with regard to something that's going on in your situation. What's going on with Scorpio? Bear with me, Scorpio. I'm still trying to figure it out. You had a Virgo, if I didn't mention it. Somebody might have some sort of like a certified mental illness, Scorpio. You might feel like somebody needs to be 5150. That's what they call it here, where in the state where I live in. I don't know, some states call it Baker Act. What I'm describing is that maybe you feel like somebody is a danger to themselves, or somebody has some sort of mental illness and somebody might get committed to like a mental hospital, or this is just somebody has an issue with mental health. This feels like a deep depression. I keep seeing the devil over and over in your reading. Scorpio, Capricorn, rebirth. There's the Scorpio. You got a snake in your midst. I think that might be the person that we're talking about. Yep, this is exactly what's going on. I mentioned to you, you had a legal situation, a legal case for some of you. Somebody's stepping in to protect a child. Someone is questioning someone's intention, and if someone's intention is pure, this may have something to do with somebody that's around your child. It could be their friends. Scorpio or cross watcher. Because it looks like you're getting clarity on something. And for some of you, somebody has something that belongs to you. Like they're keeping some sort of belonging that you have. That's what that decision is about. It's about whether or not confined. I'm telling you, somebody's in jail. But somebody's feeling manipulated by something. Kind of pushed away. Because someone's bringing a lot of destruction to the situation. Nobody's in the chat. Scorpios, y'all kind of quiet. Something's going on. I still haven't figured this out, Scorpio. Because it looks like somebody is coming to your home. You're concerned about the roof over your head, about, whether or not you're going to stay there. You're treading lightly in a particular situation. You might feel that somebody is following you, following your movements. Maybe something could be happening online. What is happening with court? Something come up again? Somebody is traveling somewhere. What's going on with court? Telling you somebody is seeing something. Whatever somebody sees, they're obsessing over it. I don't know if this is tied to your legal situation, but let's put it this way. Whatever happened, it feels like it's happened before. For a lot of you, I think this is a DV situation. I know I'm stereotyping, so forgive me, but usually when it comes to heavy drinking or heavy drug abuse, it usually comes with some sort of physical abuse. And that's what I'm wondering, if that's what's going on in your situation, if this is why you have a court case going on. Some of you, this is a court custody case. You might have an ex that's just making things very difficult for you, lying in court about something, or you have an ex that's just constantly taking you to court for something. Or some of you have an ex that's constantly getting in legal trouble. Definitely moving. Oh, okay. Hey, Yaimi? Miss Hernandez, Stephanie, MSR. Okay. Let's see. What's going on for Scorpions? You see, there's definitely a mother figure involved in this. That might be the third party for some of you. That might be somebody that you feel is problematic. Maybe like, what am I trying to say? Like a bitter baby mom, bitter baby dad. Betrayal. Okay. This is a legal situation. Is this what you're focused on? You're focused on a betrayal. This is what you're obsessed over? Holy Spirit, what is Scorpio obsessed over? So I don't think I quite understand. It seems like you're obsessed over a few things, okay? Because like I said, you have many paths, many decisions, a lot of different things that might be on your plate this week. You might be concerned that somebody is trying to sabotage your chances of maybe winning a legal situation. What's going on with, you're waiting for something, definitely. You had an injury? Scorpio, a cross watcher, you or someone around you? Because it looks like somebody just wants somebody to get along. But it seems like it can't. You got a lot of pressure on you, Scorpio. I think you're trying to handle it well. I think for you, this is a lot of financial pressure. I'm just really trying to see what's going on with court. Some of you, the court decision had something to do with somebody's passing. Maybe you're handling somebody's estate. Maybe, I don't mean to make it so heavy. I'm not making it heavy. These are the messages that are coming out. So please bear with me, Scorpio. Somebody may have gotten murdered, or somebody could have been the victim of some sort of physical crime. I mentioned to you some sort of violence, whether or not this was a domestic dispute. You definitely have a hunch about something or someone that's in your situation. And for sure, somebody is spying on you. I mentioned to you, somebody is following you, tracking your movements. Somebody is trying to get to some source of some sort of information that they feel that somebody's evading. They're not being honest about this information. It's about for some of you, it's about whether or not somebody's meeting up with somebody. You might feel like somebody's meeting up with you behind your back. Scorpio or cross watcher. Yeah. Definitely somebody's watching you online. You're posting a lot of pictures. Somebody's watching this. Somebody's hyper focused. If this is not you, Scorpio, being obsessed and hyper focused on something or someone, then this might be someone hyper focused on you if it's not your partner. But whatever this is, it feels as though somebody feels justified to do what they're doing. But there's been some sort of betrayal. This feels like these are two different people, two opposing parties about something. You might feel a certain way. There's a fork in the road for sure. This feels like you're having to make a decision about, or you're waiting for a decision. This has something to do with family court. This is exactly what I was feeling since I see cops, I see kids. I see something to do with court here. Yeah, you got a family issue here. Something that might include a lot of different people in your home. Scorpio. Maybe you're worried about someone's integrity, definitely your partner, but beside that, what's going on with the legal situation? Someone is trying to protect a child. Some of you, there's a kid in protective custody. I mentioned to you something having to do with the system. But now I hear probation, parole. You're going to court for something, this feels like. Stealing, yeah. So if there is a legal situation that you're dealing with, Scorpio, it feels like if it's not happening with you, it may be happening with a family member or somebody that you might feel is close to you, like family. That could be who's investigating you, by the way. Because I mentioned to you, somebody is doing a lot of spying. It might be a cop. Some type of forced entry. This is what I mean. Some sort of restraining order. Some of you are dealing with a Sagittarius. Anyway, I think I'm just going on and on trying to figure out exactly what this is, when it just feels like, because I'm not getting a direct answer from the cards, for some of you, this legal situation might be different. Some of you are going to court for your children, to maybe fight for custody of a child, protect a child from maybe something that they don't see. You might feel that there's a child that's a bit naive, especially if we're talking about online. This might be a good idea to maybe keep a close eye on your minor children and about maybe who they're talking to online or what they're watching online. You might, for some of you, have some sort of weirdo in the background in this situation. Okay. If you are going to court for something, for some of you, it has something to do with a property. Some of you are going to court. There could be some sort of agreement that could be coming up. You might agree on some sort of, you might come to some sort of compromise is what I'm looking for, the word that I'm looking for. You might be settling something in court. That might be what's left up in the air for you, is that. So for some of you, it feels like they have some sort of mental illness. You're concerned about them. Somebody could possibly be committing somebody to a mental hospital. I don't know. That's just my feeling. Because it looks like somebody's dealing with some sort of situation. And you're dealing with somebody that has a lot of anger. Somebody put their hands on you, Scorpio, is what this feels like. Somebody's running from the truth. Some of you, somebody is avoiding court. Like what comes to mind is bail jumping. I don't know. I'm spending so much time on this, Scorpio. Somebody might need to check in with their PO, their parole officer, their probation officer. Come the heck on. Do you see that something's going on online? I hope that you see the parallel. Do you see what I see? I mentioned to you to be careful about what your kids are doing online and who they're talking to, who is behind that computer screen. You got the Seven of Swords, the moon. It might have something to do with a complete stranger. Some of you, it's not so crazy. You could just be online dating. You could be talking to someone online. Or for some of you, that's where somebody finds their clues. They feel like you're talking to somebody behind their back. That's the betrayal. For some of you, maybe you are looking for a lawyer. You're doing some sort of research. You're looking something up. You're trying to get some sort of information. Yeah, but I really feel like this has something to do with court. Okay. Whatever the case is, lawyer of Scorpio or cross watcher, it seems like I kind of feel that there's some sort of accusation that's being made. You lose your keys, Scorpio? Maybe somebody might need to give their keys over because they're drunk. Somebody is possibly trying to drive when they're drunk, Scorpio, is what I mean. Somebody's lying about money. Somebody might have a lot of money put away, but they act like they don't have any, especially when it comes to taking care of children. Okay, because it looks like some of you are, say, raised by a single mom, and there's a dad in the picture that maybe doesn't step up. And that might be your court situation. You have some back pain, Scorpio. Maybe somehow in your situation you don't feel supported by somebody that you're dealing with. You got to have some sort of an injury. I mentioned that to you before. Maybe some of you work in the medical profession. What's going on with Scorpios? You going swimming, Scorpio? I don't know. Oh, somebody's coming over. You got a Gemini in your situation. Maybe it's someone's birthday, Scorpio. You might know a Gemini. A Gemini or a Cancer. Cancer is coming up. Cancer season. If somebody doesn't contact you or come to you this week, Scorpio, it definitely feels like someone is maybe getting in touch with you if they can. If this is not like a restraining order or a no contact order, then it seems like somebody could possibly be getting in contact with you or someone else, especially if it's a third party, maybe sometime around Cancer season. Whatever this is that's perplexing you, right? It seems like at the beginning of the week, you got a very puzzling situation, a very confusing situation. You might feel like you can go many different directions with this. It seems like you get the clarity that you need. Whatever this is that's on your mind at the beginning of the week, Scorpio, whatever this was, maybe at the end of this week, you're coming out of the previous week feeling obsessed over something. You get clarity about it. And it might come in the form of communication. I mentioned to you that someone is coming to speak to you, very likely an air sign, or for some of you, it's time to communicate with a lawyer. Somebody could possibly be communicating with a lawyer. This legal situation may have something to do with a divorce, because it looks like somebody is looking for a way out. Some of you Scorpios, I could not get off. I was like stuck on Capricorn. Maybe some of you are stuck on a Capricorn. As soon as I pick up the deck, Seven of Swords, Queen of Swords, yeah, you definitely see through somebody. You're definitely getting clarity on something that's going on behind your back. Spirit guys, step in. Yep, you might feel like somebody's seeing somebody behind your back because they are Scorpio or cross watcher. For some of you, let me make that clear. I don't want people getting paranoid and thinking that they have a third party if they don't. It's not everybody's story. What's going on with this online situation for the Scorpios? Trust. Somebody's going to a reader. That might be how you get the clarity. For some of you, that somebody is confused about whether or not they should return to someone from their past. Some of you, somebody has been communicating with their ex and they've been lying to you about it. Or they have the intentions of maybe going back to their ex and they're not saying it. Like there's definitely somebody that's keeping a secret in this situation. Whatever this is about lies that are being told. Got dominoes here. I don't know, maybe you're ordering pizza or whatever. Dominoes. It seems like that's what's going on. Like something might fall like dominoes. Somebody's story, the holes in someone's story. Somebody work at Domino's. Trust. Somebody is spying. Somebody's looking for something. Then they're definitely going to see what it is that they need. For some of you, you are job hunting. And there might be a job opening that's coming up. See what I mean? Capricorn. What is this devil situation about for Scorpio spirit guys? Let's clarify exactly what's going on. Why is the devil coming out so frequently in your reading? You got to be dealing with a Libra. I think this is your fear. For some of you, the devil is the person that you're that we're talking about. Whether they're a Capricorn or not, it has everything to do with deception. It has everything to do with something that you're coming across this week. I mentioned to you, you are suspecting something, you're going to see it for yourself. And let me make it clear, I'm not saying Scorpio to go look for this information. This feels like this is things that you would have already been looking for. I'm not saying to go look for it or to not look for it. Whatever you decide beyond that point is absolutely up to you. But it definitely feels like someone is getting some sort of advice, and it might have something to do with a Leo. If this is you and you're in a relationship with someone and you're looking to make this better, Scorpio, somebody wants you to put in more of an effort. They feel like maybe you don't care, or that maybe the spark is gone between the two of you. I think somebody might be trying to get advice about how to make this better. Here's this King of Swords again. It looks like some of you Scorpions, you're dealing with an air sign. A very stubborn one. You might feel that this person is stubborn. Somebody's caught. They have to tell the truth. You got the Death card as though something is coming to an end. But I mentioned to you earlier, there's a feels like this is the anniversary of somebody's passing that's coming up. And this person might be on your mind. Somebody in your situation may have passed during either Scorpio season, Capricorn season. Who else was sticking out for me? Cancer. But you got Gemini. Somebody may have passed of Cancer. You are concerned about somebody's drinking problem. You might feel like somebody's drinking problem is out of control. Either way, I think some of you Scorpios, you're moving. That would possibly be one of the things that you're obsessed about, is whether or not you should do that. Some of you, you're deciding to maybe move out from your partner because you're just tired of fighting. You might be cool one minute, the next minute it seems like you're arguing or you're at odds with one another. You got a big decision to make. Some of you, like I said, it's about a job and whether or not you're going to take this opportunity. Somebody might, I don't know why that brought me to this TV show called, what is that called? Intervention. I remember them saying, will you take this opportunity? Somebody might need to go into recovery. Scorpio, let's see what's going on at work. You got some sort of change. Scorpios, some of you, you're looking for something better. And maybe this is what I see you doing online, is looking for another job. Some of you, you work from home, you work online. Or you have an aspiration to, if you don't do this already. Yep. Something is blocked for you. You might be, some of you Scorpios, experiencing some sort of discrimination. Maybe there's some sort of, I'm going to just say discrimination. Discrimination comes in a lot of different forms. But really, I wanted to say feminism, colorism, that sort of thing. Maybe you work in an industry that's dominated by one gender over the other. I'm bringing up gender. Maybe some of you are discriminated because of your gender, because, well, I said that, didn't I? I guess what I'm trying to say is LGBTQ. Some of you could be, and maybe you're experiencing some sort of blockage when it comes to that situation. You're going to have to think on your feet, Scorpio, because it looks like this week you're triggered at work by something or someone. I mentioned to you earlier, a betrayal. Maybe for some of you, that's where the betrayal is. It may have something to do with a coworker, and maybe that's what you're obsessed about. Or you're dealing with someone, like I mentioned to you in the beginning of the reading, that's just very hyper focused on you. You got some deceit having to do with some situation, whether it's at work or it's at home. But your spirit guides are trying to free you from something, Scorpio. that's no longer aligned with you. Yet you might be holding on to this. You're dealing with, maybe you see a lot of birds, Scorpio. You're definitely online. Birds of a feather flock together in your situation. Excuse me. Maybe you don't like this person's friends. Maybe somebody has a bird name. Maybe somebody's name is Robin or Jay, Falcon, or Hawk. Some of you are taking a trip. Some of you, it seems like the changes coming up might have something to do with, because you might feel that something is blocked. This could be like a terminate. Are you terminated? Careful about getting charged up at work, because it looks like you're angry. You're not angry, like I said, with what's going on at home. Then it seems like you're upset with something that's happening at work. For some of you, you're bringing your emotions that are going on at home, and it now snowballs into your work situation. Spirit guys, give me a clear picture of what's going on. Yeah, that's what I was feeling, Scorpio. Are you getting into it with somebody at work? Maybe you just kind of butt heads with somebody that you work with, Scorpio. I'm trying to figure out what's causing you to... That might be where the intention is. Where you're questioning somebody's intention. You got a lot of harassment. You got a lot of eyes on you, Scorpio or cross watcher. Definitely there's someone trying to block something that you're doing. Okay, wherever you're working, there's a lot of people that are after whatever it is that you're after. Somebody's after the same goal, but trust and believe, Scorpio, somebody's a backstabber. We see it multiple times in this reading. I talked to you earlier about deceit. Yes, come on with it, Scorpio. This exists somewhere in your life. For some of you Scorpions, wow, Scorpio. What's this person's problem at work? Oh, somebody is focused on you, Scorpio. You would know this. You would see it. It would become completely obvious to you about who this is and what their intentions are. Because like I mentioned to you, this is why the devil comes out several times in your reading. Somebody is cunning, Scorpio. Not for all of you Scorpios, but I don't know, Scorpio. Some of you definitely work online. Or you're very active on social media. Like, what is the issue? It's your creativity. For some of you that, yep, and you might work around some very lazy individuals. Your creativity, Scorpio. So maybe it's the way that you speak. It's the way that you do things. It's the way that you carry yourself. It's the fact that maybe you're not afraid to step up or challenge somebody if you feel that it's necessary. You know, it just seems like somebody has an issue, I want to say, with your confidence. But in somewhere in your life, it feels like you're feeling tired, you're feeling frustrated. And you might feel that somebody's trying to work against you. So somebody is obsessed. Like I said, if this is your story, only if it is, Scorpio, you're going to get clarity this week about who this is. The only thing, Scorpio, is that your guides are saying change your focus. Because I feel that this is coming up because of some things that you've, either this is happening directly to you, you've seen this, or you are the observer of some sort of betrayal, some sort of backstabbing that might be going on in the workplace. Yeah. So somebody is watching you. Not sure who this is. It could be a coworker. It could be a boss. Or these are people watching to maybe copy, especially if you're online. You do something in social media. I feel I'm sussing out a copycat Scorpio. Holy Spirit, show me this. You are, yeah. And if that's not happening with you, it's happening with a kid. You might want to talk to your kid's teacher. I know it's summertime. Some of your kids are being bullied in school. Or they might be going through something with their circle of friends. Because for some of you, this has something to do with kids. Or this is you. You were bullied in your childhood. Possibly because you were different, Scorpio. And maybe you feel like you're being bullied at work or somebody's trying to single you out. Whatever the case is, this is why I feel like you're making a decision about, yes, got some copycats. You got scribe, fool, and a trickster. You work in tarot, Scorpio, because some of you do. Altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. You have this card that says laziness. So I mentioned to you, copying exactly. Somebody feels like something went undetected. But it definitely feels like somebody is taking the easy way out of at work. And I'm not saying, Scorpio, to go and get in somebody's face, but you might feel like you want to. That's what this feels like. And yeah, somebody's a trickster in your situation, manipulating others through duplicity. Some of you, I'm trying to tell you, Scorpio, you got some two-faced individuals that are in your midst. Or these are the people that you work with. And like I said, you might see this or you're dealing with this on a daily basis when you go to work. And maybe you're just hyper-focused on this to the point that maybe you do want to get in somebody's face, Scorpio. Don't let somebody else's obsession or their temper tantrum over you, Scorpio, be your problem. Okay? People are watching you with obsession. Some of you, people are watching you for various reasons. But I think that Scorpio, some people are watching you because of your brilliance. Some people may watch you with envy, Scorpio, but they may actually feel like you're a genius in some way with what it is that you do, with the ideas that you bring. Anyway, I feel like when it comes to your money, this week money might be a little bit tight, Scorpio. Maybe this isn't the week to splurge. There might be some money coming in. Maybe it might be a little bit less. Less than what you need to kind of cover the bills. But it definitely feels like whatever comes in this week is going to cover the basics. Some things, Scorpio, are going to happen this week for some of you that are out of your control. So definitely when you're making some decisions this week about your money, be careful about overspending. Okay, but there's definitely some money coming in this week that's going to help tide you over. And whatever you're working on, whatever plans that you're making towards something, it feels like there's some good news coming in that you might not see. It seems like there's growth for you with something that you're doing or something that you might get into, some sort of new opportunity. Because trust, Scorpio, you got some new doors that are opening up for you. So you might be tolerating a lot of BS at work. That's what this feels like to me, right? It just seems like you are a lot of BS. But you're going to make some plans. It looks like, yep, the universe is helping you. So there's some sort of assistance coming your way. If it's not in the hand, if it's not coming through the hands of someone else, Scorpio is definitely coming to the universe. Yes, something is coming to a completion. You got to close the door on something, Scorpio. Something is definitely ending. Definitely, without a doubt, Scorpio, someone is coming back refusing the call. You got to be dealing with a Cancerian, or you have Cancer in your chart. Somebody's possibly coming through with a phone call, Scorpio, either to you, to a child that maybe you're responsible for. It's up to you if you want to take this phone call from someone that's trying to reconcile with you. Somebody might not be just trying to reconcile with you. They might be trying to reconcile with maybe some people that are around you as well. Somebody is just kind of lost right now, Scorpio. So if you haven't heard from someone and it's not due to a legal matter, it just seems like somebody is just kind of lost in space right now. They're going through a lot in their life. But somebody realizes that they need to reach out, but maybe they're just not for that reason. It seems like somebody is still hurt over something that maybe somebody said when they were upset. Because if this is not you at work with someone, then this is definitely you with a partner. It seems like you're really putting your trust in someone. We talked about that at the top of the reading. Maybe somebody doesn't realize, they just refuse to see maybe the level of damage that they cause or how damaged they are. Somebody came into a relationship being damaged goods, right? We talked about that at the beginning of the reading. Somebody needed to focus on their healing before coming into this relationship. And now maybe maybe in the past, somebody thought that they could just skate by and just, kind of not make that the focus. But it seems like something is glaringly obvious to someone that they need to focus on their healing and get to the root of the issue. I think somebody has a lot of regrets over the way that they hurt you, Scorpio or Crossed Watcher. And I think somebody feels like they missed out on you. And for some of you, if it's not now that they see this, it might be in hindsight. They might have to lose you for them to see what they had. But yeah, it just seems like this week, somebody feels like the two of you are just way too different to make this relationship move in a positive direction. And for that reason, somebody's undecided about whether or not they want this relationship. And maybe if they're better off just kind of going to do their own thing. If you've broken up with someone, Scorpio, you've moved on to someone, they're stalking you. They're looking at your social media. Because I mentioned to you that at the beginning, you're posting a lot of pictures. Somebody's looking. Somebody's watching you move on with someone else. And somebody is kind of like unsure if, and if it's not that they're seeing you online, they might be making assumptions that you've moved on with someone else. And they might not feel like a reconciliation could really be a true possibility. Anything else, Holy Spirit, for the Scorpios? Hey, Sheila, thank you for the feedback. Hey, Jelly Bean. On the flip side of things, Scorpio, I think that you are incredibly spiritual. Trust me when I say. Yeah, see, there is a fork in the road. Somebody's trying to puppeteer something. Dominators. We talked about obsession, somebody being hyper-focused. I don't even know if I want to go there. You definitely, for some of you, have some sort of, goodness, I don't want to go there. That's why somebody's obsessing over you for some of you. It's because somebody's doing witchcraft on you. Some of you have a gift of prophecy. You see a lot through your dreams, or maybe your dreams are just very vivid and very active, and maybe some things that you need to see or have knowledge of, you're going to see this in your dreams. Some of you, you have a very gifted child, or some of you, you've been gifted since the age of a child, Scorpio. It definitely feels like you're here for a mission. Maybe at the moment you are the one that's lost and confused about that. We talked about that. You're getting some sort of clarity about what to do about these many paths that are ahead of you, many decisions that maybe you're confused about. Things are going to start to make sense and level out for you, Scorpio, if you allow that to be the case before the next 7 days or within that time period. You need to see you might be noticing a lot of cops around you. So if this is you driving, Scorpio, there might be a lot of police activity. I don't know, are some of you graduating from the academy? Police academy? I don't know. Identify your emotional triggers. We absorb the emotions of others that remain unhealed in ourselves. Notice your triggers, such as anger and fear, and gently begin to heal them. We talked about that at the top of the reading. Something is triggering you. And it feels like this week it's abundantly clear. Something, there wouldn't be a particular thing that is triggered unless there was something there to create that trigger. There's something going on beneath the surface. So it feels like, Scorpio, your spirit guides are saying it may be necessary to get to the root of the issue. A panic attack issue, a breathing issue, Scorpio. Some of you have a baby that's being born. Or you have a baby that's a toddler that's maybe a toddler. I guess a toddler is under 5, right? Make peace with uncertainty. It may take a while to find clarity about a situation. Be patient. Know that invisible healing forces are at work during this phase. Without a doubt, Scorpio, you're facing some sort of uncertainty. You or someone around you. It feels like it has something to do with either you making a decision or you're waiting for a decision to be made for you that affects you in some sort of way. And it seems like maybe because things are up in the air, it's difficult for you to be able to move forward or to make some moves in your life. Your guys are saying that's part of the process, Scorpio. At this point in your life, they're saying make peace with it. It might at first trigger you, Scorpio, but it seems like you got to go with the flow when it comes to this situation. We talked about that. Your triggers. It has everything to do with your inner child. And it may be in somebody's body language. It may be in something that they say that might have you all charged up and ready to take off on someone physically. For some of you, or in some instances, it's not going to be the case for all, but maybe it's what someone is saying something, but they're not really triggering the adult you. They're triggering the unhealed inner child within you. So again, getting to the root of the issue, because like I mentioned, something's going on here and your guides are trying to get your attention about it to help you to heal from this. You're not doing this alone. The universe is helping you with this. Whatever it is that you're dealing with this week, Scorpio, or whatever is coming up for some of you, your spirit guides are saying you can handle this. There's a wise saying, you're never given more than you can handle. Tune into your heart to reconnect with your strength. It might feel like this uncertainty is more than you can handle, but your guides are saying you can do this, Scorpio. You absolutely can, and you're definitely an empath. So some of these emotions that you're feeling are not yours. There might be the emotions of other people. You might be someone that just picks up on other people's emotions. Or you might do something that is spiritual in nature, such as tarot, such as, I don't know, you're a healer in some sense of the word. Even if you're not a spiritual healer, you might be like Reiki comes to mind, but you might work in healthcare, especially with you being an empath. You're going to feel that. It's definitely going to impact you. You got death here. I don't know if some of you maybe you work in hospice. Whatever the case, you're someone that's prone to absorb other people's feelings. Thank you. Release other people's emotions. There's a confirmation. So some of you might feel like you're going crazy. But it might just be that it's time to kind of cleanse the energy around you and maybe kind of protect your energy by maybe not mixing with a lot of people right now. Maybe it looks like it's you time, Scorpio. One more, Holy Spirit, for the Scorpio nation. Come on now. I promise you, you gotta deal. You must be someone that communicates with the dead. Some of you. Maybe you're noticing a presence around you. I don't think this is a negative presence for some of you Scorpios. Oh, you know how they call alcohol spirits? I want to get into that. You have this card that says possession. Like alcohol turns somebody into something else. That's what I feel. You have the devil several times in this reading. Definitely you're getting a message from someone from the afterlife, Scorpio or crosswatcher. Unless that's just you. You're somebody that's easily, the veil is thin for you. You're able to detect. Very sensitive to spirits, spiritual activity, Scorpio. With that, Scorpio, this concludes your 7-day forecast with angelic ascensions. This reading was helpful to you, Scorpio? Help me out by giving this reading a thumbs up and subscribing if you're not already a subscriber. Thank you, Scorpio Nation and Cross Watchers, for deciding to spend this time with me. A very blessed, beautiful, and productive week, Scorpio Nation. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.
I'm moved on now, I'm not trying to impress you anymore. Spending all this time trying to get you out my mind. Oh, it feels so good to take you off the pedestal. I don't know what I was thinking. Let it be more than drinking and going back to your place, never to see you again. That was simply delusion, followed up with confusion. That was just substitution for a lonely